didn't say this, but, I'll say that's the problem.
Stacy wants to be part of the team today.
Some days I do, some days I
Becky loves it.
I know.
She's always talking about the money she's spending and I'm sure it's going well.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can get the pledge of allegiance done, you know. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry. Well, as you can see, we're short a couple people up front. I think they'll be back here before we get any discussion and action stuff done, but we can go through this part with no problem. So with that said, we'll get started. Bobby, in the bridges.
We got a temporary bridge made down on Steve Ridge Lane down in Iowa. So at least the people who live there can drive their cars and pickups across. We've been working on getting money from the state and found out last week that they are going to give us some money to replace it. So tomorrow you got a special meeting, you guys are going to sign the
Agreement, I guess it is, yeah. Look for
and then hopefully when we can get all the paperwork and I can get a bridge over there.
it. Okay. Yeah.
Suppose I talked to Carl. We're gonna meet down at the bridge next Tuesday and figure out how big the bridge and stuff and what all. He says if I leave some of the abutments, we might not have to go through shipping. So, which great with me. Less to tear out, but I don't know if the fishing game is like that, but he'll go through all the environmental stuff and stuff like that.
So you're not even going to bid till next week sometime after you go.
We'll have to put it out for bid.
I know, but you won't even get started till after Carl looks at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're hoping to do it as soon as you guys sign it, but I need to know how long I have to go. So, and he'll be able to tell me how long I'm gonna need. We're gonna make it a 16-foot bridge instead of a 24, because one landowner and then just some public ground back there. So we don't think we need a 24-foot bridge. Working on some cattle guard stuff out here by the railroad tracks on Schoolhouse Road. Got some calls in. Hopefully they get back to me pretty soon. Otherwise, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to, because if that one's cutting tires, I'm gonna have to yank it out and fill it in until I can come up with. Who's gonna buy us a cattle guard?
Somebody can go, all right.
Plowed a little snow. Very little. Valley got some.
Barely like, Wisdom sounded like they got some.
Yeah, Jackson said that this morning, that they got like 10 inches.
10 inches in Wisdom.
Yeah, I had 8.5 inches at my house.
Really?
Really?
What?
Chester Hall.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Just as.
Yeah.
Because I don't think health care.
No.
Really? That's
Okay,
crazy.
continue on, Tom.
Yeah, still working on permits, septic permits keep rolling in, just a few of them, it's dwindling down, working on that project with, well, we'll just say a private land holding a lease to the Forest Service, and kind of mitigating with them, and it's moving forward, we're making some progress there. Met with private property owner in Fish, Wildlife and Parks on some of the Beaverhead River, just on the edge of town here, where, you know, we can't ever prove that this ice jamming stuff started in that area, but we figured out a way that we're gonna move forth with, maybe doing a little, well, I'm sure we are, doing a mitigation project out there, a little bit of restoration on a bank around a bridge, it is potentially, I'm always going to say potentially, because there is, again, no guarantee that if you do anything on this river as far as mitigation, that it's going to prevent or change anything out there when it comes to ice jamming. But there's a point out there that could be made, could be restored into a better condition, which may help outside South. So, yeah, I'll be working on the permitting with them for that. Have a little more of a discussion on that, here later on, at 10 o'clock, I believe it is. I think that's what I got.
Cool. Jack, anything?
Last week I was in Miles City at a conference they called the Cattle Academy, the Eastern Region Extension agents put it together. Came up with a lot of great program ideas on setting up calves for success and bull fertility. And then they had a spray drone operator there who's interested in coming out when I do my precision ag and beef cattle production program. And he's interested in bringing his gigantic spray drone out. So I think that'll be really, really neat. We need one, but we need about $30,000 to get it. So. But that's all I got.
Okay. Speaking of Miles City, on a personal note, if anybody knows anybody that's gonna be in Billings, next week or so, let me know. I'll help buy a tank of gas if I'll pick some stuff up. So. Paul.
Got nothing, sir.
All right, Stace.
All good. Election's done, wrapped up, just packing it up and putting it away, so.
Cool.
Morning, Mike.
Morning, how are you?
Good. So we have been busy down in the jail with showers most last week. We looked into, we got them all fixed and changed over with acorn pieces. We also, I have the plumber coming in today or sometime later this week. We're gonna look at the pressure gauge and figure out the PSIs on the shower so we can hopefully get the fixtures changed out, figured. We're also looking into the warranty on the new ones if we go through them, how long the warranty will be. So just a lot of communication with Premier Plumbing and trying to get that fixed. I've been busy with Stacy last week trying to find a mailbox that's gonna go outside for our outgoing mail for the county to keep it separate from the actual post office. And then we're just trucking along still over to the treasurer's office. So that's where we're at.
Cool. The sheriff?
Busy weekend, got a bunch of elk that won't stay where they should be, so I was playing game warden all weekend.
Hopefully.
And, we got 18 downstairs, Ian?
Yeah.
18 downstairs. Still got 2 at dog training and 1 on maternity leave, so we're kind of short-handed there a little bit, so. A couple more headed to Sky from this weekend. Gotta keep Sky busy. That's about it.
Okay, Mike?
I'm heading to Anaconda in just a little bit for a Great Divide Educational Services Management meeting. And then back to Wise River this afternoon. We have a sub that will be taking over next Monday after Thanksgiving. She'll finish out the year to, or at least to Christmas. And so I'm meeting with her and she's meeting with the board. And we're actively searching for a replacement teacher.
Cool, all right. Oh, Judge,
I know these tall guys sat in front of me and see you.
you might want to stand up on your chair.
Um,
So glad.
Camera can see it, you're good.
Well, I haven't been here in a while. We were in a bit of a lull in terms of like new cases coming in, but that allowed us some time to get some cases sentenced and closed out. Zach's been working really hard at getting plea deals done and wrapped up. So I think we've sentenced probably 5 or 6, and then we have another one today. So Ian, expect 19 downstairs. And then I got 14 applicants for the job, which is a lot for me. So actually I developed, and I'm going to share this with you, Paul, and any department heads who want to use this in the future. I developed a resume review, like a way to score resumes so that I could do like an initial cut of people whose resumes just didn't look up to snuff. And then I'm doing telephone interviews, and then I'm gonna hope to do in-person interviews with about 8 people. So interviews are being set for next Monday, Tuesday. And then starting after the new year. So I'm also in the process of getting a hold of Supreme Court IT to get a new computer set up in our office for that 3rd person. And then felonies did ramp up over the last week. I think I've signed maybe 6 felony warrants. So see 2 more today, I think, 32. Yeah, that sums it up.
Thank you, Stacy.
Healthiest will be here tomorrow. Remember, new hours from 8 to noon instead of 8:30 to 12:30. The first hour between 8 and 9 is kind of blocked off for the road crew if they can make it. That way they can kind of get in and out and not be hanging around here waiting for open appointments. And then Becky and I will be out of the office. Both of us will be out of the office next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for training.
Yep, no commission meeting next week either. Board meetings, nothing may go and newly elected officials to training, so there won't be any regular meeting. That is next week, right? Holy smokes, things are flying along here. All right, Joyce.
So 3rd quarter audit has been submitted. We should be getting the check for 3rd quarter inspection reimbursements soon. Pretty much finishing up inspections, and next week I have to do, in the week after, some joint inspections with a state inspector, which is required for our grant. So I'll be busy getting that done before the year is over with. And I'm decorating our office today for Christmas because I'm going to be so busy next week. I figured this is the day to do it. So we're just getting that done. But anyway.
Cool. Tracy.
Oh, it was a busy week last week. I got a new GIS data for dispatch, so we're working through that. So far, it looks good on their end, but there's some things there to be tweaking. Got a fax line into Dana's office. We got a phone line into Rand's office for new people. We got the phone set up over in Treasure. We're having an issue with that fax line. Worst case, we can use the analog line that's there, but we're trying to make everything come through our phone system so that it's in one bill. It's a little better. Working with DIS, they're dragging their feet on getting a server for the landfill software, Wayscale, but I think we got that going finally. So lots of stuff going on there.
Mr. Marion?
Nope.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, I didn't know if you want to talk about millings and other than that.
No thanks. Ian, how are you today?
Thanks. Doing good. Covered shift again. So, yeah, like I said, we've got 18 downstairs. Obviously, she can put somebody else down. We've got a couple that need to go up and see court today, felony. It seems like a lot of the arrests coming in lately have been all getting tacked with at least one felony charge. So, showers are fixed, so we don't have water dripping from the ceilings anymore, which is good. Still trying to figure out stuff with the some TV stuff. Tracy and I got the newer one for the other cell block done, and then Spectrum is, for lack of better word, trying to screw us on some stuff because we're apparently grandfathered into some program, so we don't pay for the service, just for the boxes. But if we add another one, then we're gonna start getting charged an extra $80 a month or something like that. So, trying to get that one figured out, but otherwise, yeah, just still feel like I'm running a mental institution downstairs. We can't get any leeway with Warm Springs right now, so we've got 3 people downstairs on a waiting list for over there that can't go anywhere. Yeah, that's lots of fun. So,
How's the Beaver project going? Any,
so I have not made it down south yet. I currently have 8 traps set up here inside the city limits. Trying to take care of these ones that are threatening the homes down here off of Blacktail Creek. So I've gotten 2 out of there personally, but they're yearlings, so which means that they have a full out lodge and family in there. So there could be anywhere from 12 to 15 just in the area. So I know they've is it Danny Devers? He's pulled 2 yearlings as well out from the pond. So now it's just trying to figure out getting the breeding pairs and stuff. And yeah, I just haven't made it down south because I don't have that many. I don't have that many conifers to get set out. But I did order some that came in last week, and so I'll try and make it down there here this weekend. So
well, maybe the family will gather for Thanksgiving and get them all together.
yeah, we'll see.
Use cranberry sauce.
Get dressing, yeah, so thanks. Scott.
Tis the season, right, Sheriff? We've got plenty of work over there we're working on. We've also got another big case that we were getting some assistance from the Attorney General's office that we might bring back into our office, depending on what we're gonna do there. So yeah, we're staying busy. Cody and Zach are out this week. And so I'm holding down the fort. So if you guys need anything, let me know. We've got a few review stuff to finalize. The Gillett family transfer we're working on. A lot of hats on the hat rack over there.
All right, what about the weed department, your sticky floor? No.
Right? Yeah, that's another one.
Speaking of, yeah.
Hopefully it's getting better. So mainly just working on grants, continuing that. We have a weed board meeting tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, so there's a new weed coordinator in Madison County, Clayton Markser. Clayton has asked me to mentor him. So he's gonna come over on Wednesday and we'll go through some things. And so I think it's good when the new guys reach out. So I think he'll be all right.
Okay. Anybody else, anything?
The Christmas party, make sure you RSVP to Dana about the Christmas party. What entree you'd like to have, because there's no charge to the employees this year. And what else? There's the kids party on the 11th, which it starts at what time, Dana? 4. And then we're gonna have the Dylan Fiddlers here at 4 playing on the stairway to kind of kick that off. They're gonna have a little donation can that they say they'd like to raise $50. So throw a little money in there for them. So they're a good organization.
Well, for the fiddlers?
For the fiddlers, yeah, to just try to get at least everybody to donate a little bit. But yeah.
Dutch.
Mine was also gonna say with the Christmas, since there's no commissioner meeting next week, the Christmas strolls kicks off at 6 o'clock on the 6th of December. So next Friday. So we normally will have all the lights. I would love to have all the offices decorated for the Christmas stroll, because we keep the lights and everything lit up for the Christmas stroll for the lighting of the tree outside at 6. So just we'll bring up everything on Friday so people can decorate their trees.
All right.
So, thank you. It's the season.
Perfect. If that's all, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you around the week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Hi. What's going on? How are you, Miss Mayor?
We're gonna get rid of the house.
Well, I think that we kind of,
Are we doing this?
we did have this discussion on moving forth with some of these flood mitigation projects already during that LAPC meeting. But there's another piece of that, as I mentioned in here earlier, on, kind of a small project that we, out on, just to the north end of town, sort of where that ice jamming was at.
Yeah.
It's on a private piece of property. I met with Fish, Wildlife and Parks on it the other day and the property owner. I guess I can mention his name. It's on Craig Hansen's property. He seems to believe that this area to where the river's kind of depositing on the inside turn, so it's really narrowing up the channel. And, I'm always gonna go back to that. I mean, I have a little bit of a background in this too, so I have a good understanding for that river hydrology. But being on the same page with Fish, Wildlife and Parks, nobody's gonna put a guarantee on it that this is gonna fix anything. But to maybe try to do something here, because it could have a positive result. And the landowner sounds like he is really willing to come in there and do like a lot of the work on his own. And then if we were to look at grant money to do this, I mean, then you gotta meet all the requirements to do that. I mean, we would have to have an engineer, hydrologist come in there and do all this, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we'd be a long ways out.
Take time, yeah,
Yes.
long time.
So I don't know of any costs on it. Just kind of throwing this out there. Is there something that we can do here, like in-kind work, donations, whatever? Donation's not a good word for this, but work with the property owner to carry that through. If property owner is willing to do it on his own property.
Does it have to be
with
engineered?
Support of us.
Approved and engineered
Go
by the
through
Fish
Fish, Wildlife and Parks if the property owner does it. Well, there's kind of two avenues that we could take. Fish, Wildlife and Parks would support either of us doing the project, the property owner, or us as the county doing it kind of as an emergency, which could keep us out of going through Corps of Engineers. So therefore, no. I think we can get out of having it engineered. It'd just be under a stream bank restoration project.
So what does it need, an excavator and dig the bank out, clean the river bottom? Is that basically what it is?
One question, first of all, since you know all this stuff, you said it's dumping the stuff, so it's narrowing this channel out.
So there's a brick.
I thought narrowing the channel up is what you wanted to do for ice jams, hence Blacktop Creek to go. So explain that piece. I mean, what are you doing here?
So that's where things get pretty questionable, whether this is really gonna help with ice jamming.
Okay.
So, just kind of the way that the river is running here, there's a bridge that they put in that kind of goes across the river channel at an angle. And there's a pretty sharp cut, and it's depositing, on the inside radius of the curve, and then it's doing its natural thing and it's cutting on the exterior. So it has made that channel quite a bit deeper. And yes, you do. The higher the velocity, the deeper the water, you lessen that potential for freeze up. Usually where you see the frazzle ice formation is where it's wider, shallower, and then, like a rocky bottom with riffles in it to where you get that frazzle ice, and then it'll start adhering to that rock and then coming up. That's where, if you look at this project, it's like a really, like a broad project. I mean, there's so many unknowns with it.
So who, you say they put a bridge in, who's they?
Hanson.
Hanson did? Okay.
And that was well, it's the old Selway Bridge. It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But that outside radius is cutting over towards Ian Buckman on it.
okay.
So then, that's where it could be looked at through Fish, Wildlife and Parks as more of a restoration piece of it. And some of the thoughts are on it. I'm gonna always say this, not a guarantee.
You know,
That as narrow as that channel is and some of the riprap that was used over there on the outside radius is, you know, where some of the ice is hanging up on it and possibly jamming.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, of course, they would like some money to help this, but you know, I think it could be done for a pretty modest amount. And I don't know if that's an opportunity, being that it's private property. I don't know if it's somewhere where we can even go.
This is different than what I had heard before.
Okay.
All these FEMA guys are coming down here and
It
doing
is
this
different than
project. Okay, because that's what I heard, that they could come up with 75% of the money, that if somebody else come up with the other 25, we could do the project. But that gets into it's their money, they make the rules, so we gotta go through all this flipping engineering.
Exactly.
So what you're talking about here is keeping them guys out of there, us doing our little project without having to go through all that stuff on somebody else's property. And I see that's what we're saying.
And then is that a conflict? I mean, with Beaverhead County helping out with that? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, we don't have anybody and if we were gonna help out, we'd be hiring an excavator. We ain't gonna go down in there and start doing that. The road department ain't.
The landowner's offering to do a lot of the work himself.
So what do we gotta do? What would we be responsible for, paying him to do work on
Of
his
course,
money?
they're asking if we can come up with some money to do it. I don't have the answer to that, but they're asking me if I would facilitate doing the permits.
Well, if we could do the permits and stuff, but I don't think we would even go near hiring that private landowner to do the work on his place.
Okay,
And paying
and
county
that's
money.
what I need to know.
Isn't it, John? I mean, that sounds like.
That opens up a can of worms.
I would agree, but that's why we're having this discussion.
That would be, we'd have, legally, we'd probably go out for bid and everything else, so that he don't get.
Correct.
And then you got all this insurance, all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna be a little bit different. But helping the guy do permits with fish and ducks or whatever you call them, Fish, Wildlife and Parks. I think to help somebody through that process, I think would be.
So you think it's okay if I, as an employee here, do that for a private property? Kind of under an emergency mitigation type of a project?
Well, I
don't see any issues with that. What's that, John?
I do, I think it's all right.
Okay.
How much, how much time you gonna have in it, for crying out loud?
I don't think it would be too much. When it's really putting it out.
I mean,
we're trying to do something here, but truthfully, we just can't put any.
Well, it'd be nice to be able to fix this well enough.
Where it never happens again, but we can't put that guarantee
No,
on.
absolutely not. We should do all this, what you're talking about, and have it happen again this winter, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, I'll proceed with that.
That would be my big thing, is I would be hesitant about us
Yeah,
putting
I
dollars
understand.
in there. The other way, it would get really expensive, but if Taylor was gonna put up the money, then he could do his own work as the 25% in-kind match, how I thought this was coming down, so. This would be just a flip flop.
Yeah, but that's talking for the larger project.
Yeah, that's gonna be the large project. I see what you're saying there. I want to make sure I understood that piece.
And this thing affected Craig about as much as anybody out there.
What's that, sorry?
This flood affected Craig about as much as anybody out there.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. well, I'll proceed with that and then we'll still continue to look at the bigger picture. Yeah.
I don't know what, you know, I'd like to see how big a project this is. I got an
I mean,
excavator.
we're gonna
I'd
have-
donate to the cause.
You know, Kelly Rowe is probably the person around here to do things like.
Well, he is.
He has
Got
so
the
much
equipment.
experience. So we were talking about getting guidance from him on it also. But I think the thing to do for me right now is I'll start on those applications, I'll
Okay.
carry that through.
I sure don't see a problem with you doing that.
Guys, okay. I mean, I understand that stuff, and then I'll also, be talking to the conservation district on it, and.
As long as you don't charge the county overtime.
Okay, I won't.
When your salary is.
On my salary.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like overtime.
Well, the overtime comes in when I go out for DNRC.
There you go.
They reimburse it. They pay me very county back, so. Okay, that's what I needed to know.
All right.
So, very good.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I see it's discussion and action. Do we need to vote on something here?
That, I think the action is done. I mean, I don't know. If you
Okay.
can vote on
All right.
Just tell me to proceed.
All right.
Tell them that,
Told you to proceed.
you know, we.
If I can help you, let me know.
We get into trouble if we start handing out money.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. There'll be,
That was the answer I was gonna get, so it's.
there'll be 20 of them up and down the river that says, well, you did it for him. So,
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, it's not like we have the money to hand out.
no, you're right.
The money we have, so.
So, I mean,
all we've
this,
been-
this could be, I mean, pretty cheap, the matter of.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I said, I don't know what exactly this project is.
$4,000 is what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
But still, I mean,
Most
we're
people
talking
start
public
their
money,
machine for that.
All right.
yeah, versus having an engineer come in there, I mean, he's gonna send that first.
You couldn't hire an engineer for that.
Yeah.
You see, this, steel lane bridge that we're doing, it ain't in the budget to do it. We've got to do a budget amendment eventually on that.
Yeah.
But the money came, or is supposed to come, but we gotta spend it. We don't have the authority to spend that much money. So that's what the, you know,
So what kind of a bridge are they talking about?
just like Big Sheep Creek bridges,
Steel bridge.
the ones that we put in.
Just a prefab.
That's why the news, or the email that came says, we have, Beaverhead County Road Department has experience doing these bridges. We'll pay for the stuff to do it, they'll do it. That's what 6 up Big Sheep, we're putting them up all over.
Yeah, it's amazing how
Same
fast
one
these
on
guys can put a
Blacktop.
bridge in.
I mean, them are good bridges.
And this was only a 16-foot wide one, so, but it is 60
Yeah,
feet
there's
long.
Not really public traffic on it, so.
No.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
We're off mute.
All right, next item, discussion and action, selection of airport engineer and planning consultant for Dillon Airport. Well, that's good.
That's it. For the airport engineer planning and consultant. Yes, we just have, it's a common topic. I'll make a motion that we select Robert Pesci and Associates for the airport engineering and the planning consultant for the Dillon Airport.
Did you say he does?
He's got, they have roughly between 25 and 30 airports in the state.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries.
All right. No.